Hello and welcome back to Storyphile, where we discuss all things stories, including books, movies, TV shows, and games. Today I'm going to be doing the end of year book tag, tagged by Murphy Napier. So we have 6 questions that all have to do with things that I want to read/watch before the end of 2021. So here we go. Question 1. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Yes, I have 2 that were actually on my September TBR list that I still have not read, and then 1 that I just started but put off. So the first one is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know if I'm ever going to make it through this book. I put it on my September TBR list, and I'm just having a hard time reading it. I just don't love it, but I want to love it. So I hope to finish it by the end of the year. We'll see. The second book is The Rise of Kyoshi. I started reading this a few months ago, and I really, really liked it. Just kind of with my current schedule with my classes and work and everything, it's easier for me to read ebooks and audiobooks. And this one exists in neither of those formats, so it's just been harder for me to actually sit down and read it, but I do really, really like it and hope to finish it soon. The third one is The ABC Murders by Agatha Christie. I started reading this one because I love Agatha Christie, and I was kind of on like a Agatha Christie roll. I read a bunch of books in a row by her. But then Storyphile's book 4 came in, so I put that away and read Storyphile's book 4, 5, and now I'm working on 6. So I will get back to it eventually. I've just been kind of in the mood for Storyphiles lately. Question number 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I'm going to give a book and a movie for this question, since this is a story channel, after all. My book recommendation is going to be The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. I just read this one in August, and there's nothing really inherently, like, autumnal about it. It's just really cozy and takes place outside with animals, and it's just a good, like, curl up on the couch and drink tea kind of book. My movie recommendation was also in my Halloween video, but that is going to be Kiki's Delivery Service. Kind of has a similar feel to this book. It is about a young girl who is a witch, and she wants to she wants to turn her job as a witch into like a job in a city, and a lot of the movie centers about like how you use art as a hobby versus how you use art as your profession. And it's very sweet and charming and just a really good feel-good movie. Plus, the main character is a witch, her best friend is a black cat, and that kind of gives me some October vibes. Speaking of October, I'm going to give one more recommendation. That's from my husband. I asked him if he recommended any books or movies for the autumnal season, and he recommended October Sky. I've only seen October Sky once. It's been many years, but I think that's an excellent recommendation, so you can add that one too. Question number 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? I'm going to just go to movies for this one because I don't really keep up with new books unless I already follow the author or unless somebody recommends one to me. So as far as movies, it seems like kind of a lame answer, but I'm really, really looking forward to the 3rd Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, coming out in December. I really have loved Spider-Man in the MCU, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing this one in the theater this Christmas. Question number 4. What are 3 books you still want to read before the end of the year? So 2 of these books were on my September TBR list. One is Breach of Peace by Dana Green, a fellow booktuber. And another one is The Eye of the World, the first book in the Wheel of Time series. I do have both of these books. Breach of Peace I own as an ebook, and the first Wheel of Time book I have from the library. But again, I've been in the mood to read the Storyphile, so I haven't actually gotten to it. But I will. I will read the first Wheel of Time book by the end of the year. The third one I add to this list is one I put on hold like 3 months ago, and that's the first Mistborn book. As I've said in a previous video, I'm kind of new to like huge epic fantasy, but from my understanding of other booktubers' comments, I think I would like the Mistborn series, so I am hoping to start the first one when that comes in here in a few weeks. Question number 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? This one I'm going to go to movies because I've already talked about a lot of books on this list. And that is Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie that came out in either 2020 or early 2021, I don't remember. But I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I've seen almost everything he's put out with the exception of Tenet and Dunkirk. So I think I've heard mixed reviews on Tenet, but given my record with Christopher Nolan movies, I think it could be my favorite movie of the year. I don't think it came out this year, but it could be my favorite one I watch this year. we'll see. I will get to it eventually. And then question number 6, have you already started making reading plans for next year? Reading plans? No. I have no idea what next year is going to look like because I'm applying for jobs and trying to move, and I have no idea what my life is going to look like in a month, much less in 3 months. But I do have movie goals. I would like to broaden my movie horizons. I consider myself a pretty, like, prolific reader. I read a lot of different kinds of things. Movies, I would like to expand my horizons on movies. I don't know, I'm kind of hesitant. It's also harder for me to get movies because I live in a little tiny town, not near a library. So I can't readily check out movies, and I don't want to pay for a bunch of streaming services. So it's harder for me to get access to movies, but I would like to try different kinds of things. I have historically really only watched blockbusters and things that other people have recommended, and now that I'm an avid Letterboxd user, I've discovered a lot more movies I think I would really like. So I'm hoping to round out finishing like the Studio Ghibli collection. I'd like to watch more foreign films, just kind of more animation in general. I'd like to try some anime. I'd like to try some indie films. So like I would really like to just kind of move beyond the blockbuster like mainstream popular movies and watch some other stuff. So that's definitely a goal for next year, and hopefully we'll be talking about movies more on my channel in addition to books. So I'd love to hear your answers to these questions in the comments. I will leave them in the description down below. And I hope you have a great rest of 2021. Bye.